Chief Richard Del Toro of the Port St. Lucie Police Department. I'm joined today by Assistant Chief Leo Nimzik. And today we are announcing the arrest of 3 suspects in connection with the murder of 53-year-old Daniel Sanders of Port St. Lucie. 23-year-old Victor Alvarez of Port St. Lucie was arrested yesterday on 1 count of first-degree premeditated murder, principal in the first degree, after the investigation determined that he shot and killed Daniel Sanders from the front passenger seat of a blue Nissan Sentra as Sanders was riding his red Harley-Davidson motorcycle on Southwest California Boulevard. 25-year-old Kyle James Driscoll of Jensen Beach was arrested yesterday on 1 count of first-degree premeditated murder, principal in the first degree, after the investigation determined that he was the driver of the blue Nissan Sentra that pursued Sanders as Alvarez fired from the car. 21-year-old Neve Ray Gonzalez of Port St. Lucie was arrested for 1 count of accessory after the fact, life felony, after the investigation determined that she was the backseat passenger of the blue Nissan Sentra during the murder and that she provided misleading information to detectives during the investigation and attempted to have a bar receipt forged to establish an alibi for the murder. This time I'm going to turn it over to Assistant Chief Leo Nimzik, who's going to provide you with additional details about the incident and answer any questions that you may have. Thank you.
Good morning. Sunday morning around 1:01 a.m., PSLPD responded Southwest California Boulevard and Southwest Greenden Lane for reports of a single vehicle motorcycle crash. Upon arrival, officers found a red Harley-Davidson motorcycle lying in the roadway with a bullet hole in the gas tank and 53-year-old Daniel Sanders with a gunshot wound to his abdomen and a gunshot wound to his head. Sanders was airlifted to Lawnwood Hospital, where he was pronounced at 2:04 a.m. PSLPD Major Case Unit, Gang Intelligence Unit, Traffic Homicide Investigators, Crime Scene Investigators all responded to the scene and began their joint investigation. Detectives received information that Sanders was involved in a fight at the Office Sports Pub on South U.S. Highway 1 about an hour prior to his murder. Sanders was a known member of the Rough Riders Motorcycle Club, and he was known to associate with the Pagan Motorcycle Club. The cause of the fight is still under investigation. Surveillance video from the office and near crime scene assisted detectives in identifying the 3 suspects and the suspect vehicle so quickly. Detectives established that Victor Alvarez, Kyle Driscoll, and Navia Gonzalez were called to the Office Sports Pub from City Limits Bar on Southwest Gatlin Boulevard. After the fight, as one of the participants in the fight with Sanders was an associate of theirs. Both Alvarez and Driscoll are known associates with the Outlaw Motorcycle Club. Gonzalez is the girlfriend of Driscoll. Three suspects were at the office for about 15 minutes and decided to leave. As they left, they saw a group of motorcyclists they believed to be involved in the fight with their associate in the area and saw Sanders break off from the pack, so they pursued and followed him. Alvarez in the front passenger seat, Gonzalez in the rear passenger seat, until they reached Southwest California Boulevard near Southwest Cameo Boulevard, while Alvarez fired numerous shots from the gun out the front passenger window. A total of 6 shell casings were recovered from the scene. 3 suspects were located by detectives at a residence at the 2200 block of Southeast Glover Street, along with the blue Nissan Sentra, within a few hours of the homicide. All 3 suspects were taken into custody and later interviewed. Search warrant was served at the residence, and all suspects' vehicle was also towed to the station for future search warrant execution. Detectives discovered that we discovered what field tested positive to be gunshot residue on the blue Nissan on the passenger side B pillar. Detectives also discovered all 3 suspects later returned to City Limits Bar after the murder, when Gonzalez asked employees to change the timestamp on a receipt in order to establish an alibi. All 3 suspects are housed at the St. Lucie County Jail with no bond. This time, I'll take any questions.
So what exactly was their motive? This was some sort of a gang dispute?
So clearly, all participants had some type of motorcycle club ties. However, the actual motive behind the homicide is still very much under investigation.
I know you kind of went over this, but it's kind of a little confusing. So Sanders had been at the office bar on US 1, kind of right there by Crosstown, and had been in some sort of an argument or dispute with a rival motorcycle gang member, is that correct?
Sanders was at the bar and he was in a physical altercation. He and some of the people he was with at that bar. And yeah, so an associate of the suspects who is involved in that struggle contacted our suspects and asked them to report to that location.
So, okay, so Sanders is involved in a fight, a physical altercation at city limits, and one of the other people that was involved in the fight at city limits,
Is friends with our suspects.
okay, and called the suspects to come help or something like that, to give them, or kind of, I guess, retaliate or give some more,
I believe he needed a ride initially, and that's why they went there, but ultimately that didn't happen.
Did these three suspects have a history, criminal history at all?
Nothing overly significant.
How did you catch them?
Well, it wasn't that difficult. We knew where our victim was coming from based on conversations with associates. When our detectives responded to the location and they were able to get access to video, and we were able to identify on site all the people who were involved in the incident.
Your detectives went to which bar?
The office, yes.
Office pub, is that what it's called? Office sports pub.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
they went there after the...
After we discovered the victim, yeah,
Okay, how did you know to go to that particular bar?
we spoke to associates of the victim.
Did they call you? Someone tipped you and said, I think you'll find the culprits?
No,
where
we found our victim, we began our investigation, we had contact with some people that were familiar with him, and we knew where he was coming from.
You were shot twice, once in the stomach, once in the head.
Well, yes, that's
Did
correct.
you recover a gun?
Not yet.
Was it a handgun, assault rifle? What was it?
So we're going to keep that to ourselves for the time being.
Okay.
Now for the suspects, they wanted to change the receipt. What bar were they trying to change the receipt at?
That was at City Limits Sports Pub on Gatlin.
Did they successfully change the receipt or no?
No.
the Victor Alvarez, Kyle Driscoll, and Miss Gonzalez, are they, was Miss Gonzalez is the girlfriend of Driscoll?
Yes. Not Victor. Yeah, Kyle. I have him in front of me. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Driscoll.
And is she part of like forgive me if you told me this, but are all three of them part or associates or affiliated with a motorcycle gang or group?
I don't want to put the wrong words out there. None of them are patch members of any motorcycle club. However, they are known to affiliate with Outlaws Motorcycle Club.
Outlaws. Was this homicide at all, do you think, like some gang or motorcycle gang dispute, or the byproduct of a gang type or a motorcycle gang dispute, or did it just so happen that the victims are in that lifestyle?
I think that those clubs and that lifestyle hang out at some of the same establishments, and I think that when you put them together in the same establishment, you might have some disputes or altercations. It's important to note that the victim and the suspects aren't patch members of either of these two clubs. And the motives are still kind of very much, we have many interviews left to do to establish exactly what the dispute at the bar was over. So, I can't say 100% either way, but I mean, obviously the affiliation is clear, and, it's an obvious question, so.
And the victim was associated with what group?
The victim was a Rough Riders member. Rough Riders recently disbanded. It's our understanding that he was in the process of patching to the Pagan Club.
And have they had any history with these two clubs and dealing with any violence between the two?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Florida has been overwhelmingly an outlaw motorcycle club territory for many years, and it's been very peaceful for the, for all intents and purposes as far as that world goes. But more recently, we've seen an influx of pagans in the area and trying to take over the criminal territory. And there have been some situations where the two have clashed.
Wasn't there a incident a year and a half, 2 years ago at the bar on PSL
Harper's Pub, correct.
where there was a fatal shooting that,
Same
How do you
two,
guys
same
know?
two clubs, Will.
pagans and outlaws.
Yes.
How did you guys know where the victim was and he was shot?
Well, he was called in. Somebody saw him and thought it was a single vehicle accident, and they called in. We responded for the single vehicle accident and realized quickly that that's not what occurred.
Was this a neighbor that lived on the street?
I think it was another motorist, as I recall, it was another motorist that happened to see it in his rearview mirror. Not so where the shooting occurred and where the victim's final resting place, there was a decent distance between the two. So the person who saw our victim fall saw that in his rearview mirror, thinking he witnessed a crash.
But were the vehicles, Mr. Sanders and the Nissan with the three individuals who were arrested, were they going eastbound on California at the time of the shooting?
No, so the shooting occurred near Cameo. Okay, so they were coming down Cameo towards Port St. Lucie Boulevard.
And then made the turn to go west?
The
onto California?
victim made the turn to go west. That's where the shooting occurred.
One more
This-
time, can you just repeat where the shooting occurred again?
So it is essentially the intersection of California and Cameo.
And then the Sanders went.
Sanders, right, he just lives a little bit further down on California, so he was heading home while he was being followed. He knew he was being followed because they were traveling at a high rate of speed, and he was trying to get to his house. So the shooting occurred prior to him, probably or right about where he turned on to California. So suspect vehicle never had to go that way because they accomplished what they set out to do.
And probably kept going south on.
I believe they did a U-turn, turned around, went back where they came from.
And this guy was just firing out the window like on the A-team or something? I mean,
Yeah.
Do you guys have video, ring video?
We have an awful lot of videos regarding this incident, but, as far as the specific shooting, at different parts.
Do you have video of the fight?
I don't know, I don't have knowledge of that offhand. I know that we have video of the altercation and the people who were there, but I don't know if it specifically had the fight on it.
And just one more time, you can't provide a motive of what the altercation was about.
That part's still under investigation.
Do you know what these four people do for a living?
I don't know.
do you think that everyone who is involved is in behind bars, or you've got them all identified?
We know that the three that were directly involved in the shooting we have in custody, and they're currently charged and held on zero bond.
So you anticipate nobody else being arrested then, right?
We have no indicator at this point that would suggest that regarding the shooting. However, what occurred in the bar prior, which is outside of our jurisdiction, there could be some fallout from that. I don't know.
What is your reaction that you got them off the street this fast?
That's always our goal. We have a lot of resources. This is a large police department, and we rapidly deployed everything we had at it. It's always our objective.
Are these dangerous people?
I would have to say yes, they absolutely are,
Why is that?
because they're willing to shoot a man over a bar fight. Yeah, that's dangerous.
Did any of them, when you finally caught up to these people, what did they have to say for themselves about it?
Well, initially there was a lot of denial. I mean, I already pointed out to you that they tried to establish an alibi, and they had time to spend together to come up with their game plan. However, when you separate people and then interview them individually and give them a look at what their future is, certain, information is going to be shared, and that's about all I want to say on that.
Were these three chasing him? You said they were going at a high rate of speed.
They were absolutely chasing him.
It was a chase?
Yep.
How fast were
It
they
became a
going?
chase. We have GPS data that shows that they were about 100 miles an hour at one point.
Both the guy on the motorcycle and the three in the car?
I don't have GPS on the motorcycle, but the car was hit a speed of 100 miles an hour while trying to catch the motorcycle.
How far did that chase go on?
Well, they followed them from the office on US 1 all the way over to the location where the shooting occurred. The distance where the chase was going on, I'm not 100% sure at this point. At some point, the victim realized he was being followed, and I think at that point he tried to speed up to lose them, and it became a chase.
Have you seen something like this before?
Not like this, not here.
Do you anticipate anything like more happening in terms of?
I hope not, but we're certainly very, very aware of what the motorcycle clubs are doing in our community, and we're definitely paying attention, and we're definitely actively investigating.
So it was a dispute between two motorcycle clubs, and those are the Pagans, you said?
Again, I don't want to say that it was a dispute between the two clubs because we haven't fully investigated the motive for the shooting yet. All I can say is that the victim has an affiliation and the suspects have a loose affiliation.
Can you give me the names of the motorcycle clubs again that they have an affiliation with?
Okay, so our victim was a member of the Rough Riders. Rough Riders were here a long time. They were affiliated with the Outlaw Motorcycle Club. Okay, Outlaw Motorcycle Club is being challenged by the Pagans. So our suspects, I apologize. So our victim was allegedly affiliated with the Pagans and seeking membership at the time. You got that?
No, I don't. You said the victim was a member of the Rough.
Rough Riders, the Rough Riders were disbanded,
Okay,
and he was actively pursuing membership with the Pagan Motorcycle Club.
okay.
Okay,
And then the three in the car were.
the three in the club were loosely affiliated to the Outlaws.
Okay.
And what's loosely affiliated mean?
It means they're not patched members. You know, they have friendships, relationships.
And how about the victim, when you say he was in the process of?
So I'm going to get into the deep details of motorcycle club membership. However, they vet people out and they hang around with them and they spend time with them before they ever actually make them true members. So
What do you think of what they did?
the suspects,
Yeah.
I think, is probably one of the most reprehensible acts a human can commit by taking the life of another person.